Alright, result of the bet. Final chapter, we made it. I found myself unable to stay calm in the days leading up to the arrival of the emissary from Nohl's home country. I think I was more nervous than he was. Nohl looked so calm that I couldn't help but to wonder if that was okay, and I became restless in his place. After all, your homeland is your homeland. But maybe since it is an emissary from his country, he's not as mentally burdened by it as I think. The reason why I'm so hung up on this is because the emissary from Nohl's home country finally arrives tonight. How interesting. Is it someone who will recognize him? How's that gonna go? I glance over at the figure facing the desk, pretending to be looking at the outside scenery. Nohl, who had been working up to the emissary's arrival, wrote on his documents with his brush with his usual expression. Oh, dang. This conceited ass. Last night wasn't enough for you. What? Nohl spoke without raising his eyes. His voice was too large to be talking to himself, so he was probably talking to me. You have been continually looking this way. And that's why. If he had continued speaking, those are the words that would have come next. That's not it! How did he notice my gaze when he should have been focusing on his documents? I came to wonder if he had a third eye on his forehead. If not, then prepare for tonight's banquet. Tonight's emissary is a bit noisy, ostensibly. Do you know him? It's the second prince. Ew, second prince is coming, barf. Eh? No affirmation, just a smooth reply, spoken so casually as if remembering an acquaintance. He spoke in such a clear, flat tone that for a moment I didn't understand what he was saying. It's almost unthinkable. The reason for Nohl coming to hate his own country, coming here. This is gonna get messy. Are you really okay? I seem to be more upset than he is. He seemed to ignore my question as silence spread throughout the room. Having to negotiate with a person you hated that much would be pretty difficult, right? But now Nohl is the one who bears the fate of the women, including myself. And this is still quite the mystery, but he's also the person I fell in love with. There's no way I could not worry about him. However, Nohl is the kind of person who'd get offended if you worry too much. After all, his self-esteem is even higher than the clouds. Nah, he'd be nervous. We know him too well at this point. Yep. But in reality, maybe he really is nervous. Even still, what was Nohl's home country's intention in making the second prince the emissary? It's still too early for him to be coming in the king's name, and in some cases they could be made fun of. Thinking that much, I realized I'd forgotten one thing, perhaps the one thing that shouldn't have been forgotten. Hey, Nohl. What is it? By the way, was everything all right when you let your home country know that you were okay? We're okay? They probably thought that you were dead after being attacked by pirates, right? That was a fairy tale of a faraway prince. He's still going with that story. It seems that he still doesn't want to admit that this is his story. Did that prince fall out of touch? So what if he did? So what? Didn't they blame him? Given that this is a fairy tale, I don't know anything about that prince. I want to sigh at his stubbornness. Rather, I'd vomit unconsciously and it would echo in this quiet room. Dang. He stopped writing. This is a completely different story. I tilted my head slightly, wondering if I'd offended him. Nohl spoke plainly without lifting his face. Due to the impact of falling into the sea, I'd lost some of my memories. Lately, I remembered my country and made contact with them. Interesting. So you had amnesia for a bit. What? Anyway, that's the story, so please remember it.
And they bought that. Oh, I see. That isn't what happened. That's the story you led with. Like, I forgot about you guys. I just recently got my memories back. I mean, that's kind of clever.
The existence or lack thereof of memories is something that cannot be proven. They're abstract. And the only one who knows my identity is the deceased His Majesty of my former country. Perhaps there is another.
Really?
Do you really think I'd give such information that's disadvantageous to me to you?
I mean, I'm really happy now. Maybe. He revealed his secrets only to me, and as I understood that he trusted me more than I thought, I got excited. Since he didn't even acknowledge me at first, I'm happy to have his trust now.
Don't just stand there grinning. Please change clothes quickly.
I wasn't grinning, and it's not like you can see me.
I don't have to see you. You're quite simple.
Apologies for being so simple.
I was mistaken. You are honest and cute.
The ending of the sentence is twisted sweetly, making me feel unexpectedly excited. I turned away, disappointed that it's always just me getting excited. You can't sweet-talk me with things said while you're working.
Oh? Would you believe me if I weren't working?
I feel impatient at the feeling of being set up. As if waiting for the opportunity, Nohl stood up and approached.
My cute, cute princess.
Weren't you working?
I just finished.
I had no reason to refuse his approach, but became more flustered. Even if I could withstand his ridicule at an extreme close range, being hugged and spoiled was embarrassing and unfamiliar. You only think of me as your plaything.
Yes, you are my toy. Mine and mine alone.
I expected him to say something terrible, but instead his whispering voice was so sweet it was like a sonic illusion. A sonic illusion? Wanting to whisper about love, my behavior became suspicious. Sure enough, my eyes darted around as he gently hugged me.
You really are a cute toy. I just want to play with you forever.
That sounds like an awful marriage proposal. I said it as if pouting to hide my embarrassment, and his lips approached and softly touched mine. Closing my eyes reflexively, I felt a loving peck.
Naala, you are my own cute princess.
He put his hands on my hot cheeks, embarrassing me further. Jeez, could you stop making fun of me already?
I don't intend to make fun of you, but you, embarrassed with that pouting face, is so cute that I can't help myself.
Ever since our bodies connected, thanks for the confirmation, Nohl has come to say that I'm cute, and I'm only his, every time. There was one night where he was so persistent with it that I thought he could be under a spell. The spell of love. I smacked my microphone, I'm sorry. Repeated every day, it resembles a whisper of love and became more and more entwined in my heart. He hasn't said that he loves me, and although he has stated that I'm his toy, I can't help but to feel my heart fluttering. That's why you shouldn't joke around like that. I raised my face to protest and saw shadows around Nohl's eyes. Looked like dark circles. Even Nohl gets dark circles under his eyes. I don't know what kind of body Nohl has. I mean, you guys connected, did you not? But usually his fatigue doesn't show on his face. His skin is always silky white and smooth. He was always so beautiful to the point where I'd started to wonder if he was actually human. But now Nohl has dark circles under his eyes. Besides, I thought he went to bed early with me yesterday. Maybe Nohl just pretended to sleep yesterday? Maybe he really is worried. I knew that he'd deny it if I vocalized it, so I kept that to myself. Instead of speaking, I squeezed the hand upon my cheek. He doesn't speak, just squints his eyes. I felt like he was thanking me, which made me sad. I'm going to go beautify myself for tonight's banquet. I decide to change the subject. Nohl unintentionally laughed and kissed my burning cheek.
That would be helpful, but don't do it to the extent that you'll catch the emissary's eye.
You're the only one who stares at me.
Goodness, it's difficult having such a dull wife. Perhaps if I put more tender loving care into you, you'll become more sensitive.
That's a physical reaction. As Nohl pulled me in tightly by my hips, there was a knock on the door. Aww. After a moment, I heard the voice of the faithful aide.
May I have a moment?
Esta, who is faithful to his work, does not come when there is no work. In other words, the fact that he came despite not having been called meant that there must be an urgent matter. Nohl reluctantly lets go of me and turns to the door.
You may enter.
My apologies. Lord Nohl, it seems we have a visit from an emissary from Minister Marg.
I believe I told him a foreign emissary would be coming tonight. Has that old man finally gone senile?
Minister Marg seems to be a member of the opposition. However, he's a little weak and easily influenced, so now that Minister Orda is on our side, it will be easier to persuade him. That's what I heard from Toya. But having the minister's emissary visit at such an important time could be for obstruction.
This is quite the overt obstruction.
Nohl said the same thing I was thinking. I wondered if Esta would nod, but he just turned his face ponderously.
It seems to be something different.
Something different?
Yes. He said he would also like to make an oath.
He'll join us?
So he wants me to forego an important meeting and go to see him?
No, he knows that would be impossible. Instead, he wishes to have dinner with Madam.
I don't like that. Me?
Please tell him that we will accept for a later date.
I think that's sensible. If he's serious about it, then we'll just do it then. It's not that urgent.
That is... He insists it be tonight. If not tonight, he may not be able to conclude the pact.
Well, boo-hoo.
He is quite bullish for an old man. I wonder if there is someone pulling the strings behind the scenes.
What shall you do?
Nohl usually decides quickly, so it's unusual for him to consider things. Seeing this, I realized that Minister Marg's invitation must be quite appealing. Still being the minority, we want as many votes as possible. It's natural to worry about this, as if we miss this chance, we could lose out on an important vote. No. You're awesome, girl, but there's, something sinister at play here. He's hesitating because, if you were just a pawn, he would send you without a care in the world. He's hesitating because he's like, things could go badly, and I'm not there to protect her, so you stick with your boy. I don't want to leave Nohl at this time. Nohl. I will stay with you tonight.
That is unexpected. I thought you would make a different choice.
I really wanted to say, I want to be with you, but I stopped the words in my throat. I was afraid that I would bring feelings of love to the political arena and be despised again. Tonight is just way too sudden. There's gotta be some kind of hidden agenda behind it.
Well, I thought so too.
Under these suspicious circumstances, even if we do get a pledge from him, it will lack credibility. So, let's tell the minister that we will visit him as a married couple at a later date, and meet the emissary together tonight as planned. When I said married couple, one of Nohl's eyebrows twitched. I know now that it's a reaction that shows when he's happy or excited. Stop. Oh my god, you are a married couple. Like, I know what that means. Nohl is also pretty easy to understand. Maybe he was really lonely and wanted me to be with him. Thinking that, Nohl looked cute to me. I'm also seriously ill. With the love sickness. When I took his hand with a smile, he squeezed back as if he'd been waiting for that. The warmth I felt from him was a little warmer today.
All right, then let's do that.
Yeah, let's. Ultimately, the two of us went to the banquet. As it should be. Yeah, I am pretty nervous. Perhaps due to that, I'm making frequent trips to the bathroom. Girl, I feel that. I walk down the dimly lit corridor, sighing another countless sigh. I need to get it together. If not, then why did I stay here with Nohl? There is still some time before the banquet begins. Until then, I'll wander around the castle, calm myself down. Is what I thought, but then I saw something strange.
Were there any problems? No, everything is going well.
I'm near the kitchen, so it's not unusual to see these men wearing chef's uniforms. However, these guys looked way too strong to be cooks.
Did you contact him? Not yet. We should wait a little longer.
I had the feeling I shouldn't expose myself and hid in the shadow of the pillar. Ah, good old pillars coming in clutch. The men seemed to be carrying something from the back of the kitchen and didn't notice me. Preparation? But even still, something seems off here. The men nodded at each other and then moved to a different area. After confirming that I was alone, I hurried back to the room. Suspicious. When I returned to the room, Nohl wasn't there, probably gone off to prepare the materials. Instead, Esta was there, organizing the documents. Noticing my small breaths on my shoulders, Esta looked back.
Is there something wrong?
Maybe I'm overreacting, but I saw some weird guys.
Weird guys?
Esta tilted his head. I quickly explained the situation to him as I was feeling agitated.
I'll go take a look. You must stay in this room. Do not leave it.
I understand. After pretending to think a little, Esta put his hand on my shoulder. Dang, getting touchy with the toy. A strong insistence that I stay here. Then he turned around. I hope it's nothing. I can't settle down when I'm alone. I stared at the door, waiting to see Esta reappear.
Did something happen?
Nohl returned and tilted his head upon seeing me fidgeting. Well, maybe I'm just overthinking things. I was able to explain what I saw a lot more calmly than I was with Esta. Esta returned right as I finished talking.
I have a report to make, but...
As if he could understand everything just by looking at him, Nohl moved away from me and invited Esta with just his finger. Esta put his lips near Nohl's ears and reported in a whisper. I could pick up parts of the conversation.
Therefore, after that, killed, was done.
Did I hear the word killed just now? No, that had to be a mistake. Right? I felt the pit of my stomach go cold. I was really concerned, but Nohl never tells me anything at such times. So for the time being, I figured if Esta was here now, then things weren't that serious.
Thank you for your report.
After his short thanks, Nohl resumed getting ready for the banquet. A flat voice rings out on the back of the Serenity.
How shall we respond?
I must attend the banquet, so I shall leave it to you.
Shall I cut it out at the roots?
Right. While you're at it, replace the surrounding rotting soil as well.
I feel like they're talking in code.
Understood.
The conversation ends with a light chat as Esta bows and leaves the room. I knew it would be for naught, but I asked Nohl, who faced away from me. What was that about?
I asked him to take care of some weeds in the garden.
I see. Seeing his big smile, I knew that it was useless to push the issue any further. Perhaps I was too tired, as I unconsciously sighed heavily.
Are you okay?
Eh?
You look pretty nervous.
And what about you? His lake-colored eyes stared at me without affirming or denying the question. Silently, Nohl approached and turned me towards him by my waist. He gently drew me in as my forehead pressed up against his unexpectedly strong chest.
Yes, I'm enjoying myself now.
Enjoying?
You are worried about me and supporting me. If I didn't enjoy this, what would I enjoy?
His whispering lips traced my earlobes. Despite us having an important banquet from now, I felt my body getting hot. I let out an exasperated voice to cover up my reaction. Honestly, I can never tell if you're being serious or not.
I hope you are enjoying yourself too. You don't get to see my face being festive so often.
You're festive?
Oh, very.
Why?
Think about it.
Nohl is mean. While saying that, he stole a kiss and entwined his hot tongue with mine, so it ended as always with me unable to think.